There are different ways to set up your As You Learn gradebook. If you're a points person and you just want it to add up scores, then you're going to select Natural as the aggregation type in order to sum. Typically, you land on the grader report. If you see an added column off to the side, you can always click the X to collapse it. If yours looks a little different, it may be because you have editing on, and there you'll notice you have a lot more boxes. I'm going to turn editing off for now. So how do I adjust my aggregation? Here where it says Grader Report, I'm going to click this arrow. I'm going to go to Gradebook Setup. Gradebook Setup is where you apply aggregations. You can also see all the items in your gradebook and the point values. By default, we use simple weighted mean of grades. I'm a points person. I want it to sum everything up. So on this very top line where it lists my course, I'm going to go to Edit Settings. Here's the aggregation. The default is simple weighted mean. I'm going to select Natural. You also have the option to exclude empty grades, and that determines whether or not you want to keep sort of a running total. For example, you may have 1,000 points within your course, but early on they may have done one assignment worth 50 points. If you wanted to display 50 out of 50 or 50 out of 1,000, you need to decide whether or not to check this box. If you check it, it says, I'm not looking at the things I have not graded yet. It's only going to display the points against what's been possible. Once you've adjusted your aggregation, come down here and click Save Changes. Click the Continue button. When you change to Natural, it's going to show you the weights. Don't worry about that. It's just indicating how many points towards the total that this particular item is contributing. Once you switch to Natural, the course total is going to reflect the number of points within your course. So right now, it's showing 370. I don't have any categories, so it's just adding up the numbers, and that's what it's worth right now. Now, you may be a points person, but you may also require categories. Up here at the top, you have the ability to add a grade item. So let's say you did something in class, but not within As You Learn. You can add a grade item to create a column in the gradebook and enter scores. You also have the ability to add a category. A category is a way to group things together. I'm going to click Add Category. I'm going to type a name. Now, as you add categories, it's important to note it defaults to simple weighted mean every time. So if I'm a points person, I again need to switch this to Natural. And I'm going to keep this checked. I want that running total. And now here, drop the lowest. Let's say with quizzes, I promised to drop the lowest quiz score. So I'm going to enter a 1 there. Scroll down, hit Save Changes. So when I come back, my total's still 370, even though I added that category. And that's because there's nothing in the category. So right now, nothing is being dropped. My next step is to put all the quizzes in that category. The easiest way to move items in the gradebook is to select them with the checkboxes. Once you have them all checked, scroll to the bottom of the page, and here, Move Selected Items To, click here, and select the category. Now you'll notice my course total has adjusted to 360. So now when I scroll down, I can see the 7 quizzes, but it is dropping the lowest score, and that's why that total is 60. So I feel good about my gradebook setup, but what do students see? I'm going to scroll to the top. Rather than Gradebook Setup, I'm going to click the arrow and return to the Grader Report. Here's where I see all my students' names and all the scores. If I want to look at a particular student, next to their name is a little square icon. If I click that, it shows me the grade summary for that particular user. So here's Grumpy Cat. I can see all the items that are graded, and because I said exclude empty grades, right now it's showing 147 out of 160, even though I have more graded items, but they haven't been graded yet. And down here I see 2 quiz scores, but it's dropping the lowest, so it only reflects the 8-point item in this instance. I hope this video helps.